It's a big win for United over FCSB in Bucharest. FCSB 0, Man United 2. We go through the Europa League undefeated. We're the only team across the Champions League and the Europa League to have not lost a game, which is incredible, considering we finished third. We didn't even finish top. And our Europa League campaign wasn't all that impressive. We had a very narrow win against Glimt. We drew to Twente. We drew to Porto, which was a decent result, but we threw it away. Honestly, it's such a weird Europa League campaign. We've ended up finishing third, which is really good news. Which means I believe the 4 teams that we can play in the round of 16 are either Midtjylland, Real Sociedad, AZ Alkmaar, and Galatasaray. Galatasaray, massive PTSD from last season, massive unfinished business. Real Sociedad, a couple of seasons ago, again, PTSD in the Europa League. And then Midtjylland, great memories from Marcus Rashford's early days. And AZ Alkmaar, don't have a lot of memories against them. So, look, 4 teams that are very, very beatable. But we've got ourselves in a good position. Automatically through to the round of 16, undefeated. And overall, today's the first time I can say in a while, like a genuinely good performance against a team we'd expect to beat. So we've been, as of late, we've been big game merchants. The Man City game, the Liverpool game, the Arsenal game. We've been big game merchants. And then we rock up against a smaller team. The Southampton game's a prime example. We've come off these big games, great performances, and we play Southampton at home. We were absolutely dreadful, saved by an Ahmad hat-trick. We won 3-1. We were terrible, right? That Brighton game, we're at home. It's a game we should be expected to win. Brighton aren't a bad team whatsoever. But we just get absolutely pummeled from start to finish. This is, again, a game we were expected to win, but you're always nervous with us because sometimes we get a bit complacent. The lineup we picked was sort of expected. Bayinda started, so we're actually using our cup keeper properly, something Ten Hag didn't do. Malacia started, again, not first choice. He was terrible. And then we had guys like Eriksson start. He played Mainu in the 10. Collier started, so Ruben definitely rotated. It was like a proper cup sort of team, but we played well. There were only really a couple passengers in that starting lineup. I thought the rest were actually quite good. Let's quickly go through our players. Altay Bayindir didn't have a lot to do, but he palmed away a good one. There was one that almost beat him off the crossbar, but overall, a clean sheet that Bayindir would be happy with. Lissandro Martinez, he just keeps on getting better and better by the game. He is honestly unbelievable how good Lissandro is. His ball playing, the way he breaks the lines. He's a genuine playmaker. He's a genuine attacker. I don't know how else to describe it. He is such a gun footballer, and he is finally returning to his old self. You could almost call him a bit of an unk. Like, he came to the club. He was very good in his first season. Second and third season, well, this is his third. Is it his third? It is his third season. Second season was plagued by injury. When he came back, it looked very, very rusty every time. Even start of this season looked a bit rusty. But all of a sudden, under Ruben, he's really finding his feet in this back three. And when we don't have Licha in that team, our back three chemistry just goes. Like, Maguire, De Ligt, and Yoro are 3 very good individual footballers. But in a back three together, the chemistry is just not there. Having a left-sided centre-back, a left-footed left-sided centre-back, is so, so important. I think we need another left-sided centre-back as competition. Obviously, we've just signed Aiden Heaven from Arsenal. I don't know how much game time he'll get and how much competition that really is to Licha. Like a Gonzalo Inacio from Sporting would be absolutely unreal. I'm not sure if that's realistic, but you've got him. You've got Godwill Kakonki, who's another left-sided centre-back from our academy. But Licha's the man, and he's breaking lines, and that left centre-back role is one of the most important in our team, and Licha is playing it to perfection. So, so good. Matthijs de Ligt did not put a foot wrong. Just a proper good, understated centre-back performance. That performance today from de Ligt was one that Varane put in a lot when he was at United. Just real understated, Rolls Royce, did the job, and that was a proper centre-back performance from Matthijs de Ligt today. Mazraoui works so much better as a right-sided centre-back than as a wing-back. He just doesn't have the attacking capabilities to play as a wing-back. But from the back, for his size, he's quite strong, quite physical, unbelievably good with the ball, so technical. And like Licha does with the left, he pushes forward and breaks the lines. De Ligt's pretty much our only central centre-back that actually plays as a proper centre-half. Martinez and Mazraoui both push up, break the lines. They almost play inverted. They're so, so good at what they do. I'm not saying Maguire and Yoro shouldn't play, because they are 2 such important players to our team. But I'm almost saying, like, in terms of balance, and how we play out from the back, Martinez, Delint, Mazraoui might be our most balanced trio. Tyrell didn't have a good game. He got hooked at half-time. Yeah, Tyrell didn't have a very good game. He's just not up to the level. We just played him because we're rotating the squad. He was out for so long. He's not really finding his feet back. He had a good cameo against Fulham, in my opinion. But yeah, not great from Tyrell. Bruno playing in the pivot. KOBBIE playing in the 10. So what we would have seen previously, KOBBIE in the pivot, Bruno in the 10. We've switched him. That's the new midfield. Bruno in the pivot is a revelation. The form Bruno is in at the moment, oh my god, I'm so thankful. Like, we've seen Bruno go through these bad form slumps. We have just got to be grateful as Manchester United fans to watch Bruno Fernandes work his magic game in, game out at the moment. He has been so good, and he complements so well with Toby Collier. Bruno is that guy that is just the creator, gets forward a little bit, pushes back a little bit, not necessarily a box-to-box, but incredible creator. And Toby Collier is that box-to-box tank that just non-stop runs, does the basics so well, which, you know, sometimes that might go a bit understated, but so many players over the years haven't been able to do the basics, and Toby Collier has just come in, and he's looked like a first-choice midfielder straight away. He's only 21 years of age. Such a good player is Toby Collier. So happy with him. Diogo Dalot. When he moved to left wing back, that's as soon as when he looked the best. As soon as we signed Patrick Dorgu, Dalot starts bullying out at left wing back, and Luke Shaw's back in training, which is funny as. But Dalot looked really good, right and left. I thought he had a really good game. KOBBIE Mainoo in the 10. Absolutely unbelievable. I actually haven't given him the 5 votes, which I don't know if I regret it. For me, there was just not a clear best player, but for me, KOBBIE was the second best player in the park. Goal and assist. Fantastic in the 10. Absolutely brilliant. The first half chance, he'd be real disappointed with missing. He misplaced a few passes, but you can't really get on top of him for that. KOBBIE was so good today. And when KOBBIE's at his best, just his technical, strong, physical best. And the number 10, that left 10 position is where he can express himself the most. And that is where it's the most fun watching KOBBIE play. Ericsson, it was okay. Didn't really have the legs to play in the right side of 10, but what can you do? And Rasmus. I tweeted out about Rasmus the other day. What's happening with Rasmus at the moment is what exactly would have happened to Ahmad if we didn't let him go to Sunderland and Rangers on loan for 3 years. We need to let Rasmus go out on loan and develop. He's not ready to be a first-choice striker at this club. He's just not. Neither's Xerxes, really, but I'd still be more comfortable with Xerxes playing instead of Højlund. Højlund needs to go somewhere else, because his promise is unmatched. Like, his skill set is fantastic. He's a very similar player to Nicholas Jackson. Quick, explosive, big, strong. They're just not ready to be the face of their teams. Rasmus Højlund needs to go out and develop somewhere. He's not ready for United, but we can't let him go, because he's too talented, too much potential. I feel bad for him. Yeah. He's just not ready. And this is exactly... We let Ahmad go out on loan for 3 years, and he's come back an entirely different player. We need to do the same with Rasmus. Xerxes came on, looked better than Højlund. Lenny Yoro, good shift. Ahmad, good shift. Casemiro, I forgot he still played football, but good to see him out there. It was a great night to give UCATT a night off. We also gave Maguire a night off, so that was really relieving. They'll both start against Palace. And my 5 votes, we'll quickly go to the votes. My man of the match was Alejandro Garnacho. He was just brilliant, in my opinion. I thought he changed the game for us. KOBBIE Mainoo got the reward, goal and assist, really well taken. But I thought Garnacho was the actual game changer. When he came on, there was just a spark in our attack that energy carried on towards the rest of the players. It was such a joy to watch. I thought Garnacho was absolutely fantastic. He gets my 5 votes. And Ruben Amorim's praise after the game for him was so refreshing to hear. Yeah, you hear about when Rashford and Garnacho got dropped from the entire squad for that derby. And Garnacho's just gone on his head down, and he's completely taken over these 10 positions. Like, Ruben's a very rotational manager, and I'm happy to have a manager that rotates, but it's hard to imagine... We are a better team when Garnacho is playing in either the left or right 10. He can play in either. And when we played him on the left in a 4-2-3-1 system, he always seemed a little bit selfish. Like, he was always looking to cut in and shoot. But there was just some times in this game where he was playing as the left 10, and he knocked it sideways to Bruno instead of when he usually would have shot it. He did a few other really selfless things that just show he's adapting to this system so well. And we're not going to sell him. I think Ruben likes him too much. This guy is showing us the promise he really has. Garnacho kicking back into form, and it shows us his resilience too. Really proud of Garnacho. That's the most proud of in Garnacho in ages. Such a good performance. So refreshing. KOBBIE's got to get the 4 if he's not getting the 5. Great display. Matthias de Ligt went so unnoticed. So good. Bruno Fernandes gets the 2 for me. And Diogo Dalot gets the 1. Bit of movement in the top 5 on the leaderboard. Anad still has a 12-vote lead. Mazraoui on 50. UCATT, who had the night off, sits on 42. De Ligt's moved above Onana. De Ligt's into 4th on 38. And Onana with 37. How about that? 3 summer signings in the top 5. Maz, UCATT, and De Ligt. Great to see. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see ya tomorrow night for the... Actually, I'll see you tonight for a Premier League doubleheader. I'll see you tomorrow night for the United versus Palace watch-along. That's a game where we've won 5 of our last 6. We're in good form, results-wise. We just need... We've been so bad at Old Trafford recently in the league. We just have to get the 3 points against Palace, and I want it to be convincing. UCATT will start. Maguire will start. They'll be refreshed. Come on, boys. Let's just get it done. Thank you for watching. Up the Reds. Great win into the Europa League. I've messed that up. Into the Europa League round of 16. Cheers.